Hi friends, Krista here. Thank you so much for stopping by Books and Jams. Today I'm going to be sharing with you all of the Christmas books I have on my TBR for December. Actually, I have more books here than what I could possibly read in the month of December, so I'm really just going to show you all of the Christmas books on my shelves, and we'll see what I get to throughout the month of December. But I have a ton here, so let's just jump right in. The first one I have is Carols in Chaos by Cindy Yancey. This one takes place in England in 1817, and we're going to follow a lady's maid and a valet and their romance in a very, very busy season. I have a mystery here, The Ghost of Christmas Past by Rhys Bowen. This is a Molly Murphy mystery, so it's part of a series. But in this one, we follow Molly and her family who are struggling because she just had a miscarriage, and it's 1906, and they are invited out to the estate of a friend, I believe. But as they get out there, they feel a lot of tension in the air, and they learn that the daughter of their hosts, went out into the snow 10 years ago and disappeared and has never been heard from since. So we're going to have a little bit of a mystery there. I just hauled this one recently, A Christmas Carol Murder by Heather Redman, a Dickens of a crime. And I believe this is a reimagining of Charles Dickens' life. He and his fiancée, Kate, must solve the murder of an old miser just before Christmas. So we're going to have some tie-ins to A Christmas Carol, but also a little bit of Dickens' personal life. That's a potential mystery to read. I also recently hauled Christmas by the Book by Anne Marie Ryan. In this one, we follow husband and wife Nora and Simon, who run the little village bookshop. Their shop is struggling financially. But then one day an elderly man comes in and finally buys this book they've never been able to sell, and it gives them the idea to start bringing people some cheer and some joy by delivering books to those who are sick or can't get out or just need a little pick-me-up. I think that sounds really lovely, and I'm hopeful that I get to that one. And then the third one that I just recently hauled is Christmas on the Island by Jenny Colgan. This one is going to take place on the island of Muir in Scotland. So it's going to be freezing cold, blustery, windy outside, but I have a feeling it's going to have a lot of really festive vibes. I also find it interesting that one of the main characters in here is Saif, a doctor and refugee from war-torn Syria who also is a single dad. I think that's going to be an interesting part of this story. I have a little collection of classic Christmas stories. I need to work on getting that sticker off here. A Classic Christmas, a collection of timeless stories and poems from Louisa May Alcott, Charles Dickens, Hans Christian Andersen, and more. Maybe I should save this one for next year, since reading short stories is going to be a goal of mine for next year, but it is on my Christmas stack, so I will show it here. I have three mass market paperbacks here. Starry Night by Debbie Macomber. This is going to have a journalist, Carrie, who writes for the society page, but really wants to write something a little deeper and more important. And then her editor gives her a challenge to interview the notoriously reclusive author named Finn. No one knows where he is, so she's got to look him up, hunt him down, and obviously have a little romance. I have Christmas in Silver Springs by Brenda Novak. In this one, we follow Harper, who is now a single mom because her rock star husband ditches her on the way to the top. So she takes her two daughters to her sister's place in Silver Springs, where she is going to run into Tobias. And he recognizes a sadness in Harper that he knows all too well. He is an ex-convict, paid the price for his regretful past. He's ready to make amends, and maybe helping Harper is the way to do it. Maybe it is, Tobias. I have another set of short stories, romance short stories, How the Dukes Stole Christmas. This has stories from Tessa Dare, Sarah McLean, Sophie Jordan, and Joanna Shoup. So if I'm in the romance mood, might grab one of those. A little bit more of a classic feel, A Christmas Party by Georgette Heyer. 'Tis the Season for Murder. This is actually going to be a mystery. A colorful assortment of guests at a festive holiday house party discover there is a killer in their midst when their universally reviled host is found dead in a room that's locked from the inside. Dun dun dun. Closed room murder here. Should be fun. Another one with three short stories in here is Once Upon a Dickens Christmas. This is going to have 12 Days at Bleakley Manor, A Tale of Two Hearts, and The Old Lace Shop. 3 delightful Christmas tales will transport you till the time of Charles Dickens. I love it. I am not actually a fan of A Christmas Carol itself, but I like retellings of that story. So some of these will fit the bill for me. And then I have 3 sort of Advent type books. So these are devotional in nature, thinking about preparing for Jesus coming. And one of them is actually called Preparing for Jesus. This has Meditations on the Coming of Christ, Advent, Christmas, and the Kingdom by Walter Wangerin Jr. I have The Greatest Gift, Unwrapping the Full Love Story of Christmas by Anne Voskamp. This isn't a full Advent book. It just starts on December 1st and has a reading and devotional thought and scripture to go, and some questions, like moment of reflection for each day. So that's kind of a sort of an Advent book, devotional book for the month of December. And then this is an Advent journey by Tish Oxenreider. This is a journey into Advent. She also has a playlist on Spotify that goes along with this, but this has a reading for each day and then a question to kind of think about, a song to listen to, something to reflect on, a piece of art actually to reflect on. So this is going to have just a devotional reading for each day to pause for a moment, take a time out of the busyness and the planning and the prepping and the wrapping and the cookie making and all the things, and just pause for a moment and reflect on the true meaning of the season and why it's important in my life. And I think that will be really lovely. And that's it. Those are my Christmas reads. I actually hope I can get to quite a few of them this year. Some of them definitely stood out. Some of them I feel like I might wait for next year when I am focusing on short stories. But I like that I have some romance, some contemporary, some classics in there, a little bit of mystery, a little bit of everything. I always like my TBR to have a variety of things so that I can mood read. And it looks like I'll be able to do that with these Christmas books. So that is all of the Christmas books on my shelf for this December. What I don't have on here is any new releases. So that may be something that I look into at the library and get some more current releases that have just come out either this year or last year. I think all of these are pretty backlist. So I may look into a couple that are brand new releases, but I would love to hear from you. Do you read Christmas books at this time of year, or do you just keep your reading normal? I will have a few other things on my TBR as well, but today I just wanted to show you and highlight all of my Christmas books. So I would love to chat with you down in the comments below about any of the books you saw here today or what your reading is going to look like, hopefully in December. And I will talk to you in another video very soon. Bye.